When we spin this forward now, Weeksy, and we think about with the trade deadline looming on Monday, if the Flyers don't come back and win this game, does that change the way they think about the way to proceed this season?
I definitely think it does, because then does that put them into the seller category? Probably so. This was a huge win. Make no mistake about it. Head coach Gordon said coming into this one, Tone, you showed me this earlier today. He said, this is our biggest game of the season.
Yes,
without
indeed.
question. Guess what? They went out and delivered. In their home field here at Lincoln Financial Field, they delivered that victory. So now that puts them a little bit closer, 2 points closer to a Stanley Cup playoff spot. So that changes the equation a little bit for Chuck Fletcher. Now what happens? Are you wanting to sell some of those assets? Do you want to sell off a Wayne Simmons, who's been the heart and soul of this team, along with Claude Giroux and Jake Voracek in terms of the core? Perhaps you don't, because they're very much now in the thick of a playoff race.
And on the other side of it, for the Pittsburgh Penguins, this is a team that we've seen make deep playoff runs. Last year, they lose the eventual Cup winner. The 2 previous years, they win the Cup. What are they thinking and feeling coming out of this? We know Jim Rutherford is very, very determined to make the very best of things.
No question. This whole organization for the Pittsburgh Penguins, starting with the ownership group, Ron Burkle, Mary Lemieux, Dave Morehouse, and Jim Rutherford in the GM chair, having played for Jimmy, I know he wants to give this team the best chance to win. I personally don't think that they're done making moves. I think that there's another potential move or two that they're going to entertain. Let's keep in mind they were able to acquire Bukestad, who's a nice piece, and McCann, of course. But going forward, I think that they're looking at all options on the table. Why? The Columbus Blue Jackets are loading up right now.
Holy smokes,
here in the Metro Division.
Yeah.
I know from talking to people, the New York Islanders are looking at making a move right now. So if you're looking just within this division, so to speak, moves are being made, and it's really an arms race by way of getting player assets. If you're a buyer, and if you're a seller, you're trying to acquire picks and try to accrue as many pick assets as possible.
Justin Schultz coming back and looking like the Justin Schultz he was during those 2 Cup runs. How big of a help is that for Pittsburgh as they look forward?
It's massive, because in essence, he's their number 2 defenseman. Chris Letang, we talked about off the top, is having a Norris Trophy type season. He's been outstanding for them from start to this point in the season. Now, in getting Justin Schultz, you get a power play facilitator that can run your second unit if need be. He can play big minutes, as you pointed out, as he was able to do north of 25 minutes here, and gobble up, not only gobbling up the minutes, but also playing key minutes. I got to say, Justin Schultz, to be out for the extended period of time with that absence, to come back and play the way he's played is very, very impressive.
This game was impressive, and as we look forward to the trade deadline, it's intriguing to see how both these teams handle it.